Why do we do this to ourselves?
I told my wife I was going to come down here for about a half an hour or so.
You can just tell her, Pastor Lemuel just switched up my lighting. Now I'm better lit for my Vlogmas. There you go. Lord, hallelujah.
Remember that? I think that's probably why my son called me a 10-year-old man.
What's that?
I think that's probably why my son called me a 10-year-old man.
Yeah, well, I love that though. That was perfect. Like, you were just thinking about it and you went for it. I was like, yes. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to just go after it. You like my little switching back and forth here. There you go.
That's cool. Did you make your graphic?
Yeah, I made this graphic when Bradley started making his tutorials. I was like, ooh, let me see what I can do. I've never used Keynote like him. I never used it before. And when he came out doing it, I was like, I want to try that. And I made these. These are actually made out of 4 elements. So there are 4 things happening right now. There are 4 overlays.
That's cool. I like it.
Yeah, let's see. All right. Where's my blog? Where's the Vlogmas? Where's our Vlogmas thing? Here you go. Hey everybody, what's going on? Let's get live, folks. Let's Oop, that's the wrong one. Let's see. I got it. I'm going through here. Here we go. So anyway, everybody, welcome. Thanks for joining Pastor Jody and I here on this what do you call it? Impromptu live.
The problem is we're about to go into day 6.
Although we've been together for about an hour now. What were we doing? Can you just share to the people?
Oh man, come on. Lemuel was helping to figure out what God couldn't when he made me.
You're so crazy.
Trying to make me look good. And he's still struggling, but it's much better.
We had some light one-on-one lighting session here, and one of these days he's gonna show you before he changes to the lighting that he's gonna purchase. I want him to do me the solid to show exactly how he lit himself before.
I promise you, I'll do you a behind the scenes time.
That's it.
Before I change this.
That's it. Well, you have a totally different lighting than your Vlogmas videos, right?
Yeah. That's totally.
So
totally different.
I don't have any comments coming in. So let me go and bring Facebook into my browser here. I am not as apt in the restream as Doc is. So let me just go and open the Facebook. Hopefully it doesn't affect our feed. For those of us that still want to jump in, although Pastor Jody's probably like, Please don't let anybody jump in. It's already. What time is it at your end?
For me, it's 12,
Yeah.
12 o'clock, 11:59.
All right. Where are you? Where are you stationed at, or where are you based on?
I'm in Sarasota, Florida, just south of Tampa.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Eastern Standard. So you're with me. My family, my wife's family just came from oh my goodness, I'm forgetting where they're from. Near Orlando.
Kissimmee?
Near there. Anyway, by the water. But
Daytona? Yeah. Palm Beach?
I can't believe I'm forgetting. It just is slipping my mind. I'm sorry. It's, what is it, 12 o'clock? Jacksonville, Florida in the house, Andrew said. There you go. All right. We are on YouTube also, so you guys are not showing up. Your avatars are not showing up on my comment section, but I'm following in and on Facebook, so I can see who's actually replying. But anyway, Pastor Jody, thanks for hopping in, man. I wanted to do these how-to videos. You know, I was thinking, like, a lot of times we talk about the gear, and there's like how-tos with the gear, and these are one of the things that you could apply to make your image better, or to have better focus, or to have better lighting, and to have better depth of field, and all these conversation. And I thought, you know what? Some of the life teachings that we have are the tools for our lives. They make our lives better if we know how to use them. Like, for instance, before we got in here, I was like, let me help you out with a little lighting here, Pastor. And we kind of switched it around with what you already had. We just applied certain things, and your look is totally different than we first began.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, I knew something was wrong. I just didn't know how to get it to where it needed to be. And we're still not completely there, because, you know, there's some things that you need some right equipment for.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, like the clarity and the shadows on my face now are much better than what.
Yeah, because you had your lights on in your room, and the ceiling lights, or the ceiling lights are coming down your eye, and it was creating shadows under your eye, and we're just like, let's just like work on that. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah. Well, and, like, you know, I'm not going to give you the whole tour right now, but you know, so this is roughly where I had it before. Come on, there we go.
Yeah, and actually, because of what we've done, the shadows under your eye are actually so much better now than lights, even before. That's
so sweet. Whoever the Facebook user is.
That's DJ Strick. He's looking really so good. That's coming from the Strick man. Man, that's Strick City, bro. That's big. That's big whoop.
So that's what those lights back off.
Yeah, Strick. I was telling him that we shared a little bit, just one tweak on your lighting, and it switched up your imagery, and so we did a little bit more than one tweak on his lighting. But man, he had the tools.
Lem was trying to help me, because I'm trying to fill in for DJ Strick right now. So, hello, I'm DJ Strick.
I'm gonna put my interview in there, if for those of you that want to hop in and just jump in on the conversation. But anyway, so you had some of the tools. Mm-hmm. You just didn't have the really approach to kind of apply it to get the kind of imagery that you could have had.
Yeah, knowledge is power.
And a little bit of help from somebody like me who's in photography, who knows lighting and all that. And you are lit differently now, even though you're using the same tools.
Right. Well, and I will say, that that my journey in getting to this point started at least a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. I was listening to one of the late night sessions with um, Lady D and you guys, the panel that you guys had there, couple nights in a row, but I think it was the first night. You guys helped me. I mean, I was over here in my office for a couple hours just working on my camera, trying to figure out the settings, because it's an entry level Canon, and you guys were just saying some things as I was typing in the questions, trying to adjust the ISO and adjust the f stops and all that, and I still am not positive on a couple of those things, but I know at least how to access them, which was huge. And so like this journey started back then. I can't imagine what it would have looked like if I hadn't been paying attention. And I think that's really one of the huge parts of this community, of this group, is the content's great, but what are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
If you're not going to do anything with it, then you're wasting your own time, because somebody else is going to listen to it, somebody else is going to do it. But why not take the help when you can get it?
Now, is this your first live, Jody?
First live with you guys,
in the group.
Yeah.
Yeah. So share a little bit about yourself, man. Let people know who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do, and what happens when people cross you.
I bring down the boom.
Boom! Here comes the boom. Ready or not? How you like me now?
Well, I'll give you the quick version. I go by the church guy on Facebook and YouTube, and that's because, like I was telling Lem earlier, because there's nothing good that goes with Jody. Lem at least has lemon drops and all that stuff. Doc has Doc Rock. Strick has I don't know,
Strick City.
No, I'm not a DJ, so I don't. But there's nothing that goes with Jody, so I had to come up with something. But who I am is really I am the church guy. This is my life, my passion, and it all started back when I was about 4 years old. I was riding the Sunday school bus to church.
Yeah.
And became a preacher when I was about 16 years old.
Yeah.
And my whole life has been wrapped up in the church, in the work of God, but it really boils down to, even we can put the labels on it of church and kingdom and all that stuff, but really it's still like many others that are part of this group, is we just want to help people.
Yeah.
And that's really what it boils down to, is because I know where I was and the life that I had, but thank God for it. He's brought me to where I am. Yeah. And everybody's journey is different, but I'm telling you what, there but for the grace of God go I. If you only knew some of the things in my background, but
where's an organ? Drop that 3 flats and run it down.
But that's why I got started with this, is because there's so much that I want to be able to give back. And you guys, the whole crew and everybody else that's posting on Vlogmas, that's what everybody's doing. They're giving back, telling their story, helping make people's lives better.
Yeah, I love it. And I know it was your idea to kind of like highlight a member almost like on a daily basis, or maybe, I don't know, every other day or something.
That's a lot to ask for, but yeah.
Yeah. But, we're Team No Sleep. And, I want to let everybody know, like, the wrap up that was being done by Eliseo and DJ Strick nightly, and which James and I kind of jumped in for Alicio yesterday, is really like voluntary. This is that was their idea, and I'm loving it, man. They are must watch live at around 10 p.m.
My wife is supportive. I'll say that. she's, she's trying to be supportive in this because like I'm trying to learn all the editing and all that stuff. But it all takes time.
Yeah.
And she's being patiently supportive.
Now, do you have children, Jody?
Man, I got 3 kids. My oldest is 22. My youngest is 18, just turned 18. And my goal, of course, I'm a big softie. I'm more talk than anything. My goal was to have my kids out of the house by the time I'm 45 and have my first grandbabies.
Is it working? Is the plan working?
So far, we'll see. My youngest has 2 more years. Get out of the house.
So you don't have grandbabies yet?
No.
Oh,
but
okay.
My middle child is getting married in January.
Well, congratulations.
And, yeah.
Congratulations. Get him out. Push him out.
They better get some kids moving. Tell you what.
So I invite you to come, and I put the live link for those that want to join in on the comments section below, so you can hop in if you want. But I just wanted to kind of like look at how we applied the gear and kind of the tools that we're using to bring the imagery to Facebook or YouTube or wherever, or even for our Vlogmas, and to apply it to some of the things that I enjoy, which is kind of like mind hacks and trying to look over our lives and trying to make people better. And especially in this community where content is king, we want to kind of draw from the people's wells. And in this case, we're talking about the tree of knowledge, and bring from there the content that some people think they don't have.
Well, and that's just it. Is I've gone against everything that you're supposed to do in starting a podcast or vlog, even against my own advice in, I think it was my second vlog.
Yeah.
Because I just haven't had time. Is just you start with the end in mind. And I haven't done that because I just jumped right into this thing, started on Vlogmas. You guys started. I'm like, okay, let's do this.
I'll blame Doc, and Diana just said listening while working in the background, team no sleep. So we're blaming them.
Right. It's all their fault. I'm trying to tell my wife. She has no idea who these people are. So I still get it. So thank you guys.
Yeah, what an awesome lead team. Let's Get Live crew has.
Oh, experience and knowledge. And I've got to tell you, part of the reason why I haven't had the time to plan is because ideas are just coming at me left and right from all these posts, and I'm learning not just one thing a day. Man, it's like I've got to write all this stuff. Thankfully, it's all saved on Facebook and YouTube, so I can go back and pick things back up. But man, I'm just learning things left and right.
Pastor Anslem, he's hilarious. He says, I remember sleep from back 1991. He's like, man, it was okay.
It's overrated.
Diana said, it's okay. You can blame it on us. We'll take the blame. And it's a good blame to have because it's pushing us to do some things that we've never done before. And you know what? This is the reason for this live, right? And the reason why I went live earlier today, because this Vlogmas is revealing to me what are some of the important things in my life. and some of the things that I think people want to hear versus what's really in me that I should really share. There's a difference between thinking, okay, this is what people want versus this is what's inside of me and I got to pour out. You know what I mean? Without the Vlogmas, I would not be able to kind of reflect and kind of look through my videos and be like, man, here I am trying to share all this stuff. What do I really know about all these things? What do I really know about gear? What do I really know about lighting? What do I really know about cameras? The only reason why I know about lighting, the only reason I know about cameras is because of the photography background that I've had in the past 5 years. But there are some of us that are coming out and we're just brand new. We're like in the space like 6 months, 8 months, and we're trying to produce something from something that we really are still kind of, we're learning, when in reality, there is a tree of knowledge that has been growing in our lives, and we're trying to pick up sap from saplings, some leaves, to share with others when there is a big tree full of fruit. And we're bypassing it because we think people are not interested in that. They're interested in lighting. They're interested in the camera. They're interested in my knowledge about how I could make myself sound better.
Well, there's lem drops everywhere. I mean, you go, every branch has a lem drop. So, and that's the amazing thing with this is, like is that Bishop?
Bishop needs to come in. Yeah, I mean Diana needs to come in, but she's like, I'm doing some work in the background.
I'm glad somebody is, Diane, because I should be too. But like I'm learning, and I think that's really the powerful thing about this whole thing is there's such a vast amount of knowledge that I don't have to gain on my own. Like that's what I've tried to tell my kids all these years is you don't have to make every mistake on your own. You can learn from other people and grow from that. What they're doing is they're giving you a head start. And that's what's happening on here is, I mean, if I started this from scratch without the support of Ecamm and the Let's Go Live community, I'd be way far behind where I am even right now.
Yeah. Let me ask you something. I'm not sure if some people know about this idea of the tree of knowledge. Now, we know it from a biblical standpoint. That's the other tree that God said don't touch. And one's the tree of, that was the main knowledge. Oh, somebody's coming in. Oh, Anslem is coming.
Who's going to blow it up?
Oh, Lord. Let's go. Let me put him in. Let's see. We were ready. Oh, hey. Look at that.
Smooth.
How was your Sabbath today?
It was good, but I'm getting the audio twice.
You know what? You probably have an output that is set up on the back end. Let me show you. Where are you plugged in?
Okay, so I am in my...
Are you plugged into your machine or to your audio interface?
It was busy. It was great. But I'm in my audio interface into my laptop.
Okay. Where are you monitoring your sound from? All right, let me show you the live mode. So on the output option, there's a video monitor and an audio monitor. And oftentimes when you have a video monitor, the audio monitor follows your video monitor. So if your output is going into your interface, that's where you're hearing a loop back. That's where you're hearing it twice. So what you need to do is just turn off, take a look at your audio to see if you have something on, and just click off.
Yeah. They're both off.
So your video monitor is off and your audio monitor is off.
Video is off and the audio. They were already off.
They were already off. Okay. So on your interface,
It's
okay. You were going to say something? Anslem? You're hearing it twice? Anslem?
yeah.
So you're still hearing it twice?
I'm hearing this like almost 30 seconds after. I mean, it's a long. It's like 15,
Oh,
20
okay.
seconds.
Because
Facebook
you're
on
hearing
as well?
yourself talk and your earphone has a delay.
Yeah, I'm hearing everything twice. I'm hearing you twice, and I'm hearing me twice.
All right. And we just need to know, I think, the way your
Okay.
audio is set up.
I think it's gone now.
Is it? What you do
Do
different?
you have Facebook open and playing?
No, it's still.
Still there?
That was it. That was my Facebook was open. That was what was up.
Uh,
So I had Safari open,
yeah.
and I closed it. So I thought that fixed it. I mean, so when I came in here, but this opened up when I clicked the Ecamm link in what is this, in Chrome. It opened up a second window and kept the Facebook window open. That's what it was.
Okay, so welcome
We're good
to
now.
our Team No Sleep conversation.
All right.
Day 6.
Day 6.
We're
Are we
not,
day-
we're
it
not
is
day
day
5
six.
anymore.
It's
This is
day
not a
six
day
already.
5 conversation.
My goodness.
We are starting day
Wow.
6.
So have you guys shot your day 6 yet?
Let's see.
No.
When you do daily pose. Okay. I got it. Okay. Eliseo just hit me up and let me know what's up. So I think he's gonna send me a graphic so that everybody can see for that daily Vlogmas official thread, that people can put their video on that. So the demo mode is still on. Thank you guys. All right. So go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, Ansel. I was thinking, like, for me tomorrow, I'm gonna probably, I don't know if it's gonna be B-roll necessarily, or maybe that's what it's gonna be called. Just make my vlog a B-roll because I've got church tomorrow, and kind of show,
right.
not the day in the life, but a portion of my day, going into church in the morning.
Yeah, so we did church. We do church on Saturdays, and I was this close to what I was considering cheating, to saying I'm just gonna. So I do my regular church service, all day long on all this, and then in the afternoons I do a pastor's roundtable thing. That's
You guys
really
entertain
productive
yourself
that I do.
like Doc would say. Hold on, give me a minute. You guys entertain yourself while I get something.
Okay, all right.
Go ahead,
But
Ansel.
yes, so I already, long before I got involved in the group and the Vlogmas stuff, I was already doing a weekly production through Ecamm, and I was this close to cheating and just saying, I'm just gonna let that be my Vlogmas for the day. And I was gonna pick either my church service or that particular program, but I was like, nah, I wanna stick with it, because that was other stuff. The Vlogmas thing was, just me trying to get better at all of that. So I went ahead and cranked one out. I'm still cheating though. And Lem thinks he's not cheating, but he's cheating along with me if he's still doing lives for his Vlogmas. Are you still doing live?
Actually, I have several B-rolls that are set up, and it's probably going to be
Okay.
late because I don't know if you guys heard it, but Sister Jennifer just came in. and said, "This is
Lem-
no time, no sleep
Lem
time
squeeze?
this time." She dropped the lemon. That's for sure.
She squeezed the lemon.
She squeezed the lemon, or she's about to squeeze the lemon if I don't get this over with. But how many of us are getting in trouble by our spouse?
No, my
I haven't
wife has
gotten
got
in trouble. I've gotten the look.
the look. That's it. It's the look. Yeah, I haven't gotten any words yet, but I've gotten plenty of looks.
Well, we've been working on her room. She has we had a bedroom that is being changed over into her office. I laid the floor last week. The week before, I took out the carpet. This week, I was supposed to paint it. And because of y'all, this is what?
Yeah,
she's like,
yeah.
I am running out of patience with you, young man. And
I had a week vacation this week. You know what I did on my vacation? Vlogmas.
Vlogs.
Diana says, we need some LGL marriage counseling for you all after.
I know that's right.
Who's volunteering to do that for?
We need some counseling, some intervention, some bail money, something.
Some couch time. She went down here because I was supposed to go live with Jody at about 11. What was it? 11 o'clock, right? And when we got on, I was like, let's work on your lighting a little bit before I bring you to the Let's Get Live. And so we worked on it, and it took about 45 minutes or 50 minutes to work on it. He had to get a pillowcase.
You're trying to sucker me in. You're trying to get me to do it. I know you are.
Oh, to dampen the light.
Well, he has a small LED, and if you've ever heard from me, my lighting tips, every time you have a small lighting surface, you have a very specular and very harsh light. So the idea is to enlarge the light and bring it closer to you, which allows the ratio to kind of go between your face and the light. So we worked on it a little bit. Look, he's going to show it. Here we go. Wait. Let me go.
This is bad. This is bad. Don't. Oh, see, look at you, Lem. Look at you. You sucker.
Oh wait.
Well, I like that. That reminds me of the old photographs that you used to get.
How are you doing that?
You know which ones I'm talking about? All right. So there's my LED.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
And if I want some extra lighting, I'll just pull my Google.
So that was a sheet. That's a bed sheet over the.
It's a pillowcase, yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You see, we worked that out. He
Yeah,
had the
by
light
any means
on. I said,
necessary,
turn
baby.
off
You
the
make-
light, get the LED, get some pillowcase, and we worked it out.
Yeah. Make that work.
Andrew says, oh my.
Okay.
Diana says, looks like an episode of Ghost.
Oh snap.
Hey, I blame all y'all, Doc Rock included. I told Lem I took inspiration from you guys, saying use what you've got.
That's right.
And Doc pulling out that umbrella, saying, "Hey, you could just use an umbrella for dispersing the light." I'm just using what I got.
That's right. That's all right. And that's what I was saying tonight. Actually, that's what I'm trying to bring out today, is because we have something there. Now, we may not be able to apply it as well as somebody that may see it differently or knows how to use the tools that is in front of us and be able to say, hey, Jody, your light is too magenta, your background is let's switch it around, do all this tint, this white balance, use your gamma, all those other things that I was able to share with you. No, you have it all out there. So that's what I'm trying to bring here, so that we can cut it really kind of shorter than what we would usually, but to kind of bring those content and understand there is something that you have in your life that if you would apply it in a way that kind of brings out that story in a content that people can really connect with, you don't have to try to create other things. I mean, looking at you right now, Jody, right? Looking at you right now, and then when we look at the video that you even posted today, the difference. Anslem, did you see his video?
No, I didn't see the video today.
Okay, you know what? No, I'm not going to look for that video. We're going to, Jody, can you drop that link on this this video right now? Yeah, for Vlogmas 5, and the difference is just amazing.
Oh no, I didn't do today's video. Well, no, I did today's video, but not
You
in
did
the
it
office.
at the end. Oh, the 4th. So do the 4 one, the one we recapped last night.
All right, just a second.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking so much more handsome right now. Not that it was
Powerful.
When I first started fooling around with this stuff, the light that I used at this is years ago though, it was, you guys remember those in college, everybody wanted those Torchier halogen lamps. That there was a floor lamp. It was like 5 feet tall, had a little bowl thing.
Yes.
I would take that bad boy and lean it down so that the halogen with all that heat was right on me, but it was because it was the dimmer switch on there, and so you could tweak it just as much as you wanted it to. And I was using, back then it was just a little, where's my camera, just a little Logitech type webcam, but it worked. I mean, it did what I needed it to do, at least I thought at the time. And so yeah, sometimes that idea of just taking what you have and ghetto rigging it, jerry rigging it, doing what you got to do, just like his Google search screen, just pulling
That's
that
fantastic.
over.
I love it. That was so good.
Making it work in the browser window. I love that.
Yeah, and so I'm not the gearhead in the group. We know who the gearhead is, who's the nerd in the group, between Doc and Diana. So we're not going to try to explain to everybody how we do what we do right now, but I want to explain a little bit and try to parallel between our lighting, the things that we use in and around the house to produce the kind of imagery that we have right now, just applied properly or modified in such a way that it produces tangible differences in the way that we present, that you could get the content that is in your life and bring it out to an audience that says, wow, I want to follow that dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think of that in the church sense. It might not be exactly what you're getting at, but I talked to my people recently. I did a workshop for a group. It was called the Society of Adventist Communicators. Mm-hmm. No clue how I got on that kind of show, because I'm not, that's not really my stuff. And I remember them saying, because of the one show that I produced, that's what they were interested in. That's what they were seeing. And they wanted to know my church website as they were doing the promotional stuff. And I was like, nah, I'm not giving you that stuff, because compared to what I do and the one show that I do all the producing, compared to what my church puts out, I was like, nah, no, no, not happening. And part of that is because, so one of those things is you want to go, what's that saying? You want to go fast, go alone. You want to go far, go together.
Mm-hmm.
So with a tech crew at a fairly, moderately small church, with people who the tech crew, they run microphones, but they're not particularly adept at video cameras and all this other kind of stuff. So trying to move them into the mindset of, when we're now in this space that is ultra crowded right now, right, because of the pandemic, then when people are scrolling through something like Facebook, the first thing that catches their attention is not your content. It's not your
Mm.
messaging. The first thing that catches people's attention is what they see, because they're
Imagery.
scrolling. They're scrolling. They don't hear anything. So, what you do with the senses of people beyond the ear makes a difference, before they ever even really care so much about your content and what you're saying. And so that's always been just important to me. The balance is that sometimes we can get so caught, or the imbalance can come rather, when we get so caught up in the imagery, and we don't have any content.
Mm.
The content becomes shallow because we put all the effort and time into the visual stuff.
The outside.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good,
it's,
man.
it's
Thanks for
opening the
that.
door. Yeah, it's opening that door for sure.
Yeah,
you
I
can't
remember
come in-
when I first applied my pro cameras to my imagery, because I was broadcasting via my iPhone and I had the lighting, so the image was better than, like what Bradley would say, better than hostage video. But it was still an iPhone. So when Ecamm allowed me to connect my Nikon Z6 to my computer, and I came out with this visual with my lighting already from my photography, I was like, dude, I look legit. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to produce a talk show, because people are going to believe what I'm saying just because of the image that I have. Thankfully, what I brought out was pretty hard hitting, especially at the time in April. You know what was happening with our country and the things that were happening with overall in the societal aspects of it. So I was bringing these guests that we were talking about what was happening. So I wasn't bringing any fluff. But you're right, Anslem. I got the visual, and even myself, I said, man, I look legit.
You want to get them past the 3-second mark, right? So they're not watching just for
Yeah,
the
right.
3 seconds.
Right.
They want to stay longer, and so you've got to touch their senses, and that's important. We had people in our church when we were trying to figure things out like right away. Come the pandemic. I was struggling to try to find a good audio interface that would work with our sound system, because they can, when it comes to a service like that, they can deal with a little bit less visual if the audio is there.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But we were struggling with some audio, and that was causing some problems. So people just wouldn't listen. And so finally we got that all figured out, thankfully, relatively quickly. But, it's really important. I do agree with some of the things that we've heard over this last week, is that, the content's going to keep them, but you got to get them in the door.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, that's why there's marketing. That's why there's advertising. It makes everything look good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happens when somebody is providing content that they're not really so sure about? But so that's where I'm at, right? Where it's like there is, like, I'm looking at you, Anslem, and I know you just mentioned that a organization within your organization reached out to you. I mean, I want to know what it's like to be a pastor, how the dynamics work, and what you learned over those years in working with people and all these different things. Now, I'm a pastor as well. This is 3 pastors actually. This
Straight
is
up,
pretty
not
cool.
trying to go to bed tonight.
Well, your service is finished, so Jody and I are in trouble.
Yeah, you guys are. Yeah.
I,
I
I
mean,
vote for
that's a
Saturday
very
service.
big and broad question. What is it like to be a pastor? Um, so, if I condense all of what how I could answer that, um, and particularly when it's a part of an organization, like in any organization, there are times where I feel like I'm cheating, in that I'm getting paid to do this and I'm having fun. It's like, yo, they're paying me for this. This is crazy. So there are those moments, and that's for me. That's kind of the bulk of it that I love it. But then there's about 30 seconds every Monday where I just want to quit. Um, you just want to quit.
Every pastor deals with that.
You're
Yes.
coming off the weekend. You've been hearing and dealing with everybody else's struggles and issues. Nobody's dealing with yours, um, and
Mm.
it's pressure because of expectations, and that's one thing I think that pastors, that you have to learn how to manage expectations or it will kill you. um, Granted, I think that's probably true for anybody in any scenario, and particularly for leaders in any sector of life. But it almost feels like there's a little extra even with pastors because the expectation seems to be bumped up just a couple of notches, and and if you cannot handle or manage those expectations, then that's, yeah, that's the stuff that burns you out, and really kind of makes you at some point not any use to the people that you're trying to minister to.
Well, and you're competing, uh, and so those expectations are set not only by the individuals, but especially in time like this with the pandemic, their expectations are set by the media as well.
Yeah,
What are they
yeah,
hearing? What sources are coming in telling them things? And so they're gonna respond to you because of something they heard from them. And so you've got to deal with trying to handle all of that, like you're saying, and many pastors deal with the desire to want to quit for about 30 seconds on Monday, because it's just for all the reasons that you said,
Wait a
all
minute,
the
just
reasons that
Monday?
yeah.
You all are good. Like,
So
what's
look,
happening in my life that it happens to me beyond Monday?
so for most of us, this is a huge challenge, and the challenge is that you are trying to change the world with an organization of volunteers who, you only meet, like in our case we have a board. You only meet once a month, or there are other organizations who are having staff meetings every single day, and they're churning and moving and cranking stuff out, and you're trying to use volunteers who have other jobs, who have other issues. And how do you keep, and this is really, I mean, I suspect
This is
anybody
so
who's in a
good.
nonprofit and volunteer sector, there are people who are trying to do startup businesses with volunteers, right? They're trying to get their stuff off the ground. They're getting a cousin, an uncle, a buddy, a friend, or whatever and if they don't see the passion, that they don't see the vision that you have, and they don't grasp it, then you're trying to sell it, keep them motivated, keep them inspired, as well as just handle
Stuff.
the spiritual side of that. So it can, if you don't love a challenge, then yeah, this isn't the party you want to, you want to, this isn't the pool
So
you
what
want to
would you
swim
say
in.
that pastors and volunteer workers and those that lead volunteers in organizations that are nonprofit are just crazy?
You got to
Absolutely.
have some of that.
Yeah.
You got to have
Yeah,
some
you
of that.
gotta have some crazy. If you don't have some crazy, you can't. I mean, any job that you got to deal with people are crazy. People are
Well, I mean,
straight up crazy. If you can't handle crazy, not only can you handle it, like you said, you got to have some crazy. You got to be some crazy too. So
well,
yeah.
you look even back at the disciples, the Apostle Paul, in the book of Acts. He was called. Have you gone mad? Are
Yeah.
you or have
Yeah.
you gone crazy? He was asked that question, and essentially to do what you're doing, and if I can just take it for a moment outside of the church, because I think there's application for life to keep doing what you're doing in spite of the roadblocks and obstacles and everything else. There's got to be a little crazy in you.
This is so good.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I came on, and I know I'm going to get fried from my beautiful Jennifer, but what we're dropping here are like the lemons that are being dropped in the background of this image. The lem drops. Pastor Anslem, how long have you been pastoring?
I've been pastoring since '96, so whatever that math is.
Oh, that's 24 years, because I know, 25 years.
That
Yeah,
can't be right. I'm
24.
not even 25 years old yet. So math is wrong.
See, now
man.
we know you're really crazy,
That's
because
that
you're at
new
least
math.
26.
Yeah. But yeah, since '96. So
Wow.
listen, Lim, I want to say this too, and I say this, yeah, with no reservations, man. At the end of the day, because I'm also a pastor's kid, right? So
Same.
yeah.
I don't know
And
why. We're double crazy.
yeah. So then you know what I'm getting ready to say is that one of the things that pays and weighs the heaviest toll on pastors is the contradiction between taking care of the flock and taking care of the family. There's so many homes that have been ruined because we don't do well at taking care of our families. Um, we're mission driven. We're you got to get that thing done. Pastors are generally, a lot of them anyway, are very creative. You've got the next project, the next thing, whatever, and you want to get that thing done, and you feel like all of that is in pursuit of God's work. But the first God's work that He gave us is those ladies who are upstairs and those kids.
Yeah, amen.
And man, that's making me want to sign off now. Go.
So with that
But it's
said,
real. It's
that is
real.
going to end our broadcast.
It's real.
So thank you all for joining us. But before we close, we're going to have Pastor Jody say something here, because he's going to drop a nugget here.
Hey, I'm gonna piggyback on what Ansel just said, and that if you want to close it after that, you can. Not trying to put a plug in for myself or my video today, but that's exactly what my video was about today.
Oh wow.
Because
Wow.
I was in my kitchen, and I was telling my wife, because I've taken my vacation time. I've used it for Vlogmas, and I was supposed to be doing drywall mud, trying to get our bathroom all ready. We've got people coming down for my son's wedding in January, and so I've literally done nothing on the house. I've been working on Vlogmas. Hopefully I'll find forgiveness later on. But I was standing in the dining room or the kitchen last night, and I was telling my wife, like, baby, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna take tomorrow, instead of going golfing with my sons. I'm gonna take tomorrow and get work on the house. And she looked at me with all sincerity and all love, and she says, "No, you need to go with your sons
Oh, wow.
and spend time with your sons." And I say that we're pastors. I'm going to bring this out. The scripture I quoted in there is Jesus in Mark chapter 6. Jesus sent his disciples out to work 2 by 2, and they came back and they were all excited about what was going on, the things that they had done. And Jesus looked at them and said, "Hey, why don't you come with me to a desert place? Let's go apart from everybody else
Mm.
and let's rest for a while.
Yeah.
And the scripture tells them why, is because they had not had any leisure, not even enough time to eat.
Yeah.
And so you can focus on people, and God bless you in doing it. But Brother Ansel, like you said, you got to focus on self and family, or you're not going to be strong enough to help those other people.
Let me ask something here when it comes to that, taking the time. And I know we're pastors here on this panel, but we are not obviously in a quote unquote Christian group, and it's not
Right.
a faith group. Although there's a lot of faith, I have to say,
Yeah, that was interesting.
the community that we have here in the Let's Get Live, and even in the Entree Women group, for those that are with Diana, just so much faith and so much belief and so much celebration of each other, that I feel sometimes this is the kind of environment I would like to have within the church community, where we are coming to give, where we are coming to receive what is given. We are coming to be corrected. We are coming to be directed. We are coming to learn. We are coming to be taught. We are coming to teach, and we are coming to celebrate each other. I mean, this community is what I feel like I should be in within the churches.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is that the same for you guys?
So here's the key, Lem, is who can you start with? You can only start with you. So if that's the kind of community you want in the church, then make that the community in the church. Be that kind of person. And was it Licio said? How did he say it? Your vibe will bring your tribe.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I co-sign that 100%. I've preached that sermon to my church already. Not a real sermon, but I've been having that conversation that you just articulated, Len. I've had that conversation with my leaders in my church about this group. I've called this group out specifically, and I said, this isn't a religious group, but it has a community feel. I put something out in a pastors group. It was a private pastors group, 3,000 something pastors in there. And I posted something the other day where I said, every pastor should have their own YouTube channel. Fight me. That was because I wanted to. And the pushback that I got was, I didn't expect to get that much flack back on that. But one of the comments that a common thread in the comments of people who were arguing that we don't need, maybe your church should have one, but you don't need a personal one. And it was the fact that they were saying you can't create community on the other side of the camera. And I'm thinking about this group. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. I just heard Lem the other day say when he's in Hawaii, he's going to go hang out with Doc. And I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah. If that's not community, people are on here every day sharing and helping each other and getting to know each other outside of the context of the tech. And that's community. I'm like, what? Why can't the church? Shouldn't the church be that kind of thing? And if it's not, then there's some stuff we can learn from spots like this, places like this. I try not to make this stuff too preachy. Yeah. I'm sorry because of
no. Well, but that's the thing is this principle applies not only across faith but across business and relationships. Period.
Right. It's a people thing.
You've got to if you want a relationship in a certain way, then you've got to make it that. You've got to start with yourself, create that environment that fosters that, and it will develop over time.
Guys, I want to run through the comments here. I'm going to try to do my Diana Gladney and Sean Doc Boyd impression. Diana says, this topic right here makes me want to call in. And then it says, go ahead, sister, jump in. Y'all, we're out in 7 minutes. If y'all jump in, you're going to be blamed for us sleeping in the couch.
No,
or
I'm
sleeping
good.
online.
Yeah.
Except Anslem, who is good for now.
My wife has a road trip tomorrow, so she went to bed early. So she's out.
keep talking. I'll just start working on my message here.
Oh, right, and I don't have one of those to do.
But I was talking to DJ Strick after our wrap up last night. In fact, we wrapped up for 2 hours, right? And then we were on. That's the reason why she's a little upset, because I wrapped up. I spoke to DJ Strick for 2 hours. Then I live edited my Vlogmas 5 video using my iPhone edit InShot. So I came into bed at like 5:30 in the morning. She gave me grace to wake me up at 11 a.m. So that's the reason. Really, it's my fault. But we were talking about this, right? That not only does this that environment for the church, but this environment does a lot for social constructs, because there are misjudgments, there are prejudices in people's minds. And when we all come in here, we have this one goal, right? To present an imagery, to present content, to be able to bring our content into YouTube, Facebook, and the highest level that we can provide and we can afford, right? So there's no color, there is no culture, everybody's just coming in. But when you step back and you realize a lot of the things that society has been undergoing and been undermining, and all the things that have been going around in our environment when it comes to politics, society, and all this, a lot of the lies that are told outside, when we come in here, right, there are some thoughts about black families, there are some thoughts about white brethren, there's some thoughts about Filipinos, there's some thoughts about cultures. When we come in here, we're like, what are they talking about? Wow.
It's amazing what happens when you get face to face with somebody and have a conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anslem is like,
I'm trying not to start a new conversation. Because
now Diana is gonna be like, yo, I don't care what your wife's gonna say.
Yeah,
but like there's no reason why my wife wonders a little bit why I've taken such an interest in this group.
It's so good.
And yours too.
Yeah, and you're just like, I'm constantly checking all the vlogs. I'm looking at all the videos. I'm watching as many of the live streams as possible, the groups that come together, because first of all, I'm going to learn something, but there's that building of community that you're talking about, and the breaking down of walls and barriers between people.
Yeah.
And you know what I also see, because we are all different denominations here either.
That's why Diana is the bomb, by the way. That's why Diana, you are the bomb. She's sending flowers. I'm gonna inbox you my address. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lem. I just had to. The offer was on the screen. I couldn't let it slide by.
Diana, you got your pen ready? I'm going to give you my address.
I'll tell you what, this is such a beautiful environment, that we are just giving. We are not looking at ourselves in positions. We're not looking at ourselves in the ages of our experience. We are not looking at our degrees or our wealth or our bank account or where we're coming from in the world. We are looking at ourselves as people, as content providers. My God, you're going to have me preaching, so let us stop.
Well, I think the most important part of that you said, Lem, we're looking at ourselves as people. Not content providers is a secondary. But people is what you're seeing first. You're seeing people that are trying to first make the most of themselves, but also to help other people. And so you're not like you've already mentioned. You're not seeing color. You're not seeing backgrounds and all the other stuff that people have that they bring into their lives, or that we already have as thought processes about people. What we're seeing is we're seeing other individuals trying to gain a footing in the same way that we are, and that levels the playing field.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right there, that takes barriers down.
Yep. I'm still holding. I'm holding.
Come on. Look, your name has my first, middle,
Yeah.
Anslem's.
60 seconds, Lem.
So I got 60
bro.
seconds. Yo, we're wrapping it up. We love you. Let's get live, community. I'm going to, you know what? You all pick up where I drop off here so we can continue going. Maybe Jody will come to, maybe Anslem, you strike out the conversation. You know,
I'm going to take off too, man. I'm going to
No, I mean, not now.
I gotta go.
You can go tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Do something else, because I don't think I can go live tomorrow. I gotta edit my video 6th day. But any singular thought before we close?
Yeah, grab a couple of minutes of this broadcast and just use that as your sermon tomorrow. Just
hey, that works.
Some of the stuff.
That works.
No, listen, I just share one of the things, if I could, just as I was doing one of my vlogs the other day, and it had to do with loving people, and how you love people. And you see it kind of in this group. There's probably a strong tendency for us to gravitate to love people in this group. And I'm using that word fairly loosely. But to love them because of who they are, because of what they contribute, because of what they know. But the reality is that at some point in the relationship process, we have to get to the point where we stop loving people because of who they are, and we love them because of who we are. If we spend our lives loving people because of who they are, people will change on you. The people that you had all of this, adoration of, and you thought so much of, are the same people who will turn around and stab you in your back. Most of the people who are hurting because of, not because of strangers, but because they were hurt by people that they loved. And so now all of a sudden they feel like they've fallen out of love. But I figured out because that I had to start loving my wife, not because of who she is, but because I made a vow. And I'm going to stick to that thing. I have to start loving the people that I minister to, not because they always love me and appreciate me and speak well of me, because they don't always do that. But I have to love them because of who I have chosen to be. And where did I get that from? God loves me not because of who I am. I ain't worth nothing. I'm, there's nothing in me that's lovable to him. He loves me not because of who I am. He loves me because of who he is. And that's just, And if we put that into our relationships, even here, and I think Eliseo was hitting at some of this stuff the other day, and one of the things he was doing, where you're just pouring into people, doesn't matter. Just pouring into people, even if we get nothing at all back from them, that's the kind of thing that makes a community like this work.
Well, that is an Anslem drop, if I've ever heard one, and we need to close with that. So, you okay with that, Jody? I'm not even saying
it's good nothing. Stuff. Amen.
All right, we're gonna close it with this. Let's see. Peace, everybody. We love you all.
God bless y'all.